One Piece is one of the longest anime around, and for a good reason. I mean, it's just a really good show, you know, and it's in no small part thanks to its excellent protagonist Luffy. But what is it about Luffy that makes him stand out so much as a protagonist, that makes him the perfect protagonist for One Piece? Well, it's two things to be honest, Luffy himself and the world he is in. So yeah, let's start the video. So yeah, before talking about why Luffy is the perfect protagonist for One Piece, let's talk about the man himself, Monkey D. Luffy. But who is Luffy? Well, he is many things. He is selfish, he only cares about having fun, he is loyal to his friend. Luffy is all that, but at the same time he is a character that doesn't really grow. What I mean is that he doesn't really have a traditional character arc, like a positive or negative arc. As an example, Vegeta from Dragon Ball started off evil in the show, and his arc is all about how he learned the error of his way and turned good by the end. And Walter White in Breaking Bad is all about how he turned bad. Well, in that regard, Luffy is similar to Goku in the sense of him being a character that doesn't really change by what he experienced, but change other as a result of them being with him. Those characters have essentially endless arc, making them perfect for a long-running show, and their arc is not about them, but how they affect others. And when you think about it, Luffy changes a lot of people, something really noticeable in almost every arc of One Piece. Take Robin opening up to the group as a really good example of that, or Kobe in the very first arc of the show, that grew from a scared kid working for a pirate to someone who worked hard to achieve his dream. Luffy is always there to challenge the ideal of the people he meets, making them all the better for it. But as I previously said before, other characters like Goku have the same arc. So why does Luffy stand out so much as this type of character? Well, it's because One Piece as a show uses a lot of world building in its story. What I mean is that when Oda writes a story arc, he most often than not take the time to introduce us in great detail to the world that story is taking place in. Dressrosa being a good example of that, where by the end we know not only the motivation of everyone involved in the arc, but also the way the world works, with the slime factory, the strange fish, the underground weapon, and the devil fruit trafficking, just to name a few things we learned. Plus, it's not only this arc that Oda world build, it's every arc in the show, like Skypiea with the dial. It's also this level of world building that make One Piece so damn long to get through as a whole. Well, that and the fact that the anime only adapt one chapter per episode. But as I was saying, Oda doesn't only write good story, he write them in a world so developed you feel you could live in it, making great story but sometimes very long one. And I know that the world building of One Piece always has a good payoff, and that by the end we know everything there is to know about the story at play and feel the tension all the more for it. Well, I do most of the time, making those story all the more rewarding by the end. Well, at least if you are okay with a couple of chapters dedicated to world building. If not, I could understand. I mean, I know some people hate world building. But I think that no matter what you think of One Piece world building, the real strength of the manga is when you pair this level of world building with a character like Luffy, a character that changes others. What I mean is that world building is cool to have, but it's not always fun to get. Sometimes getting exposition when badly done can be quite boring, and even when it's well done, too much of it can also be boring. So I get the people who can't get into One Piece because they find too much world building boring, especially in an arc like Dressrosa that is really long. But with Luffy as a main character, a character meant to change and challenge the conviction of the people around him, everything changed in my opinion. The world building add a new layer of depth to why the character in said arc behave the way they do, making the moment Luffy changes them all the more rewarding. Luffy do whatever he wants when he wants to, and will always do whatever he can to defend and help the people he befriends. Take when he punched the Celestial Dragon dragon because of what they did to his friend, or when he waited for Monosuke to tell him he wanted help before agreeing to help him. Luffy made the people around him grow, like he did with the princess of the Mermaid Island. Once too scared to go out of her room, she can now even go to the surface world, using world building to show us why people act the way they do before having Luffy free them from the twisted world that made them that way, making him the perfect character to change the way the people around him think, and none of that would be as effective as it is without Oda's world building, a world building that only make Luffy a better character for it, as it gave him a chance to challenge complex world and change the people that this world has twisted over the years. Plus, even if you would say that having well-developed side character exclusive to an island is not enough to make you care about a conflict that in all honesty does not always involve the Straw Hat directly, well, I think it's not that bad, because Oda always makes a point to always connect the two by having the main character, especially Luffy, witness the injustice those characters live firsthand, by having him befriend the person suffering from it, and having Luffy witnessing it, and by having Luffy, who we care about, care for them, we care for them through him even more, making the moment Luffy decides to help them overcome the problem all the more powerful, using both the strength of a really good main character like Luffy, meant to challenge others, and an excellent use of world building that really work well with one another, well, at least if you are okay with a slower pacing at the start of the longer arc and some exposition chapter and episode. So what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did you watch or read One Piece? Is it too long for you? If yes, I think you should at least give a try to the manga, as it has better pacing than the anime, especially later on in the show. And if you watched it, what do you think of it? Well, you can tell me in the comment section below. So don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe if you liked the video and to want more videos like those.